Hi guys, my name is Kathryn E. Martin. I am the proud artist of the work that you see behind me, or at least part of it, A Place to Sit. So what I'm standing in front of right now are three 10-foot tall chairs, and the fourth piece is the sort of entryway piece to it, the title, if you will, the artist tag that not only labels the entryway to the Hank Aaron State Trail, or a entryway, but really gives the statement of what this piece is about. And that's what I'm going to do my best to summarize for you all right now, because while I believe all sculpture, all art is extremely important, and I'm grateful to share it with the public. I'm also very aware that art is one part form and one part content. Form, what we see, three 10-foot tall chairs made from ironwood and aluminum as the structure, and then the ironwood is intersected with some stainless steel panels that are etched in with various names, specific names that I'll get to. So while we see three 10-foot tall chairs as the form, content is extremely important, and what it means. What is the idea behind it? So this, I'm very proud. It was my first ever public sculpture. I was coming out of 3 years of graduate school here in Milwaukee, getting my MFA at UWM. And ideas and connection to place has always been extremely important to me. So I dove into research of this area. I dove into what I knew of the Menominee Valley, which admittedly started with the trains and the understanding that we filled this in for industry. We, brought people from Chicago. We brought people here. We have large immigrants that moved here as a place to work. And that's where I started. I went to the Historical Society. I read. Something about it wasn't resonating. Something maybe literally seemed like it was filling in or covering up something. And that's when I came across, in the making of Milwaukee, John Gerda. If you see this John Gerda, I am like the #1 fan. If I ever see you, I think I may, I don't know what I'll do, but you are amazing. Your knowledge is amazing. And in the making of Milwaukee, I believe it was chapter 1, chapter 2, first paragraph, when describing this specific land, said, and the end of it, it was a bloody game of musical chairs, and that the Indians had nowhere to sit. So essentially, this land was filled for us, for me, for my European settlers, but what was filling, it was taking away from the Native American tribes, and not specific to Wisconsin. There were Native people coming from Ohio and Illinois and Iowa and Canada, what we now call those places, but this was fertile ground for them, and the harvesting of rice, and a place where they would come peacefully and freely to trade and connect and go on. And to know that this was such a sacred place for them, and for me to find out, for me as the artist, I couldn't pass that by. And this game of bloody musical chairs really struck with me. So no, there's not blood. I'm not going to do that, but I want to turn the chairs into something that honors them, hence the tall back chairs. So this idea that they are reaching up towards the heaven, to the ancestors, to some being greater than us, and reaching out to make that connection on a content level. The idea. The formal level, I would love it if, as people are walking on the bridge looking down, they see these things and say, what is that, as a sort of beacon. So the chairs are for an honoring, a memorial, a remembrance for those tribes and their ancestors. Of course, I wanted to include every tribe that I could in my research find that came here, and of course that became an impossible search. So I teamed up with some Native American elders, representatives of our local Potawatomi tribe, and they kind of laughed and said, I appreciate the attempt, but you're never going to name them all. So on all of these chairs are inscribed the names of the current American Indians, Native American Indians who are in the state of Wisconsin. So as people bike by, as they come by with family, you can see the tribes that are currently present in the state. So it's an honor to share that knowledge. It's an honor to give people a place of rest in the current state, but also reflection to the past. So grateful for this project.